the first manifestation is the triangle, the triad. So in this, there are three things. One is the subject, one is the object, and one is the process of observation. Okay? So we see this triad occurring many, many times. The known, the knower, and the process of knowing. The seer, the seen, the process of seeing. Right? So all of these triads are contained within the first triangle. It can also be expressed as space, time, and matter. And if we talk in terms of Hindu philosophy, then space is represented by Vishnu, time is represented by Shiva, and matter is represented by Brahma. So the trinity of Indian philosophy is contained in that first triangle. So Brahma Saraswati is one pair, Vishnu Lakshmi, and Shiva and Parvati. Okay? So that is the first creation. From the bindu, from the center, is the triangle. After that, we come to the 8 triangled enclosure. So this is the first manifestation where sound comes into being. So the sound beats or the drum beats of Shiva at the end of every cycle of creation, that is when the drum beats, they have 14 sounds. And those 14 sounds are the original sounds from where all literature, music, dance, yoga, everything is said to have evolved. Those are represented in the 8 triangles that surround the central triangle. After that, you have the 2 sets of 10 triangles, which you heard about, I think, already, right? One is relating to the cosmos. So the 5 elements and their 5 properties is one set of 10 triangles, the inner set. And the outer set of 10 triangles relates to the 5 sensory organs and the 5 action organs. So the 10 and the 10. And then you come to the last one before we come to the petals, that is the 14 triangles. They have been described as the 14 worlds, right? 14 nadis, the 14 most important nadis, out of which the most important nadis of the Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna are contained within those 14 triangles. So the progression of the Shri Chakra goes in stages of 3. The first 3 are the point, the triangle, and a set of 8 triangles. That represents the pre-cosmic stage. So before the cosmos was born. So that is like the egg or the seed. So before the cosmos can be born. The next 3, the 10, 10, and 14, represent the manifest cosmos. And after the circle, after that, you come to the 8-petaled, 16-petaled, and the square, outermost square. Okay? So the outermost square or the Bhupura is where we find ourselves, the situation where we find ourselves. We are situated in the Bhupura. So the journey from the Bindu to the Bhupura is called Ahamkara, meaning the manifestation of the individual. So the ultimate cosmic principle has to come down or descend through a series of layers before the individual can be formed. So the ultimate nature has to be veiled in so many different ways before it can manifest as the individual. And from here, the journey back to the source, back to the Bindu, is again removing those veils and finding our true nature. And that is called Mahat. So it is a very neat reversal. Aham, A-H-A-M, Aham. And reverse journey is M-A-H-A or Maha. So becoming the universe, right? So to become the individual, you have to die to your cosmic nature and become the individual. When you understand that you are the ultimate divine principle, you have to die to your individual nature. Only then you can identify yourself with the entire cosmos. So we say the macrocosm and the microcosm are one and the same, right? So it is through the Sri Yantra, through all Yantras, you interact. You what is within you and what is in the cosmos. You interact through the yantra to understand. And since the Sri Yantra is a manifestation of the entire cosmos, you realize that you are one and the same as the cosmos. You can understand that through this Sri Yantra. All the whole universe is contained in the Shri Chakra, right? So all of the numbers. So starting from the Shunyam, right? Then the 1. So the Lalita Tripurasundari, she is the deity of this yantra. So she is the 1, she represents the number 1. And the number 2 is represented by Shiva and Shakti together. Number 3 represents the space-time matter. So Lakshmi, Gauri and Saraswati. Okay, that is the 3. Then the 4, at the 4 corners are 4 deities. They are called the Chaturayatana. So the number 4. Anyway, 6, you know, the 6-pointed star, right? So one large downward pointing triangle and a large upward pointing triangle. So that makes the 6. So that is the Shiva and Shakti. So just in very simple form, if you want to draw the Sri Chakra, 1 downward pointing triangle, 1 upward pointing triangle. That represents the Sri Chakra also. Okay? In short. And that is what you have in the mother symbol, right? So that is 6. Then 7 is also the 7 chakras. They are related from here, Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura. So 7 chakras come. Then in Sri Chakra we call them as the Ashtamatrukas, 8, which are at the 4 gates and the 4 intermediary corners as well. So the Brahmi is here, Maheshwari is here, Kaumari, Vaishnavi, Varahi, Mahendri, Chamunda and Mahalakshmi. They are called as Ashtamatrukas in the representation of the Sri Chakra. Okay? And then 9, of course, 9 avaranas, 9 levels we have to cross before we can get there. So this was the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, and then the next one was the 3 granthis of Brahma, Vishnu and Rudra granthis. 3 circles that you have after this, those represent the 3 granthis. So where you have to lose your identification with the body, lose your identification with your mind, lose your identification with your ego. So unless you cross those, you cannot get into the stage where you can merge completely with her. So here she has to be the same. Then there are 9 yoginis. 9 yoginis, where they are situated, 1 at each avarana also. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and the bindu is 9. And they are also represented within these 8 triangles and the center. So each one has her own name, Prakata Yogini, Gupta Yogini, Guptatara Yogini. These are the Nava Yoginis. That's why this is also sometimes referred to as Navayoni Chakra. Okay. So 9 this thing. So and then we did certain mudras at the end, if you remember, right? Yesterday when we did the Kalavahana. So Dram, Dream, Kleem. So all of those actually they are 9. The 10th one is actually shown by Devi when she is ready to accept you into her completely. The merging of yourself with the goddess is the 10th mudra. Others are the 9. So through the 5 senses, Dram, Dream, Kleem, Bloom, Saha, Chrome. Chrome is anger, the divine anger. So she tells you to what extent you can worship her. So this is also related to where we worship the woman or a person, and not in the form of a yantra or an image, but as a living person. So there it is important to communicate through mudras and not through speech, because the speech is the grossest form of communication. So the mudras help there in the sense that you don't have to say anything, but you show through mudras what your intention is, and that is how the worship is concluded. So at the end, here the 7th one says, let us forget that you and I are different, and let us roam around freely in the universe. So there are a lot of very deep meanings in all of this. It's a big study. So wish you all the luck.